offers. I had a bank offer me £80,000, and it wasn't a bank that I used. It was just one grid post, and that one didn't feel good. If I'm honest, 80 grand, I could have, after tax, put down a significant chunk on a car, had it in finance. Just I could have got that Audi RS6 that I wanted. Oof. I thought, but it kept me awake a few nights. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then so some people called me a sellout with the drink. I worked out the other day, per my initial investment, each can I've drunk has cost me £1,000. So I was like, so then when someone called me a sellout, I was like, you little bastard. I was like, I quite literally could have bought another home, could have had an investment property and I put it in a drink. Now, there have been so many, so that point I completely agree with, but there is the offers that come through and you go, oh, that'd be nice. That would be nice.
Ever had any crypto projects try and get you to shill a pump and dump?
My videographer's trying to get me into XRP. But he's the same type of guy that turns 5G off on his phone, so I'm not buying into it.
Like guaranteed 10x?
No, to be honest, the paid post things, I quite like not doing it, but then I could be wrong. This could be a gamble in itself. I think brand longevity is more important than brand turnover in the onset, because again, people seem to think their audience are really stupid, and what they don't see is every time you try and sell to them something that isn't beneficial both ways, when you're promoting fucking personal tablets, they see what you're doing, and they realize that the brand that you've created is more about them monetizing in any means possible than it is about having that kind of relationship where you're subservient to them. So although it is good to turn down money, it can be liberating, but sometimes it hurts, especially when, let's say, Black Friday this year was fucking dire, and it was dire because everybody's company is on their ass. Everyone's struggling, right? Myself included. Our businesses, our turnover, our signups, all of this is down. Interest rates have gone up for one reason, to reduce spending. So now people are like, oh, fucking quick, Black Friday, buy my product. And then there are times where you see your dividend come through and you're like, fuck, I should have done the personal advert. But still, it's one of those things where, in life that, as long as you can, you can do it. The only person that gets away with it is Paul Alima.
He's very, very funny.
I love being sold to by him. I love seeing him promote bullshit because he makes the experience good for me. Even though I've been sold to, I've had a laugh in the process, which is what most creators don't do.
Interesting. I mean, turning there onto, I remember you saying on an interview I'd heard of you before that you're very big on how your soul feels. Right, like that line, and you had one line that always stuck me, which was, life is basically about protecting a bubble that you have around you. I mean, with you not having to do that stuff, it's like that feeling of feeling slimy that you want to avoid that. But with that, do you kind of just go off of your gut feel? If something feels right, you're not necessarily looking at past a point, you're not necessarily looking at the monetary value of things.
I really like Chris Williamson, right? Even though he interrupted our chat, right?
With his big forearm.
The next time you look at him do an ad read, just look carefully in his eyes. That's what I say. Anytime someone's doing an ad read, just look deep into their soul. And you can see whether or not they really like the product. Some of the stuff he uses, he does, right? But then you see some creators when they're doing that. Look, even Rogan, right? Hey guys, have you heard of Athletic Greens? And you're like, mate, come on. If you're really into it, you wouldn't be saying it like this. I can see you've G'd yourself up before getting the mic. I can see that Jamie said, come on, Joe, more effort, more effort. Hey guys, I feel healthy for 2 years because I take Athletic Greens. And that must shave away at how your soul feels at the end of the day. You must feel dirty, like you've sold your body, right? It can't feel good. I could never get on board with that. And even though you see the money in the bank account, I just think it would feel feel a bit cheap.